Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist, filming today's video in two parts because this car came in today and it's leaving today. So just a couple very small things that we did on this car, but it's a cool enough car that I did want to show it to you guys, even though we did very little. So why don't we go ahead and talk about what we did. And I just got a text message that the owner is on his way, so this is good timing, guys. Anyway, so yeah, beautiful car. It's a oval window, obviously. It's a 56. The owner had it built elsewhere. I'm not sure too much details about it, but let's see what we did here real quick. So one thing that he wanted, which I like a lot, is he wanted the carpet on the forward heater channels put in where it stopped at the top of the heater channel. So normally this carpet goes all the way up into here and kind of covers this whole area here, pretty much up to the A pillar. But again, when the car was painted, he had this painted all nice, and I guess he wanted to have it show. I like it a lot, guys. It's actually a nice touch. He does have the rubber mat on order. I don't know if he's got it yet or not, but he'll be putting that up there in the front. So yeah, anyway. So he had this carpet kit, which I don't know, it's probably like a TMI carpet kit. Looks okay. It's not German squirrel weave carpet, but it still looks pretty nice. And so what we had to do though was these pieces here, which normally have the trim ring around the vent there, it had like a rubber, I don't know what, like a rubber thing on it that was just, it was like totally the wrong shape and everything to put in the aluminum trim rings, which the owner supplied. So what we did was the carpet was big enough, like the material that would have gone up here, that Santiago basically like remade the piece that goes down here, and of course went and added binding to the whole edge, and then he put in the trim rings there. So yeah, we pretty much discarded the part of the carpet that would have normally gone here, because again, it had some like rubber ugly thing there where the vents were supposed to be, and there was no way to really put the trim rings in that and have it look good. So pretty much just remade that, and then tried to find the binding that matched the best what was on the carpet. So the carpet has this not real like a real binding, it's kind of sewn on the edges, so we just tried to find what we had that was closest. We can't really do that. That's like done on a machine. So that was kind of the main thing he brought it in for, was for us to go ahead and finish the carpet up there. And of course, Santiago, being the magician that he is and artist, looks amazing. And then he was like, well, while you're at it, he actually came back a little later and dropped off some seat belts, which we installed. So those are all bolted in there. So and then the last thing that we did, which was kind of two things, was he had these sill plates that you see there, these aluminum plates, and he wanted us to install those. However, it was not quite a simple matter of just bolting them in, because his doors were rubbing down, or were like very close to the actual sill on the door, and there's really no room to put in that sill plate. And so that is where our paint and body magician Renee came in, and he actually like adjusted the doors, and there was enough adjustment in there to actually move the doors up to give more clearance down here. And so now you can see closes nice, and still have a apparently I didn't really look, but apparently the gap up here was pretty enormous before, so it actually, I'm sure, looks better now that we brought the door up, and the line here looks really pretty good still and stuff like that. So yeah, I basically adjusted the door so that those sill plates would go in, and the door overall I think looks better where it's sitting now. So that was pretty much it, guys. That's all we did. So we did have the car from about 7 this morning, and I think Santiago started on it at about 9 or so, and then yeah, it's about 5 o'clock right now. Finished it up a little while ago. Let's just, since we have it, take a quick peek here. I don't know too much about the motor, but the motor looks really nice, sounds great. See the tin all matched to the color of the car there. So really, really great little oval window, guys. I love this car, actually. The color, the engine, the stance, like the old school deck lid propped up deal he's got going on there. And the sort of like wide 5 version of Fuchs wheels. Of course, Fuchs never made a wheel with a wide 5 pattern, but Impy and others have made them. And I actually really like the way they look. In fact, I hate to say this, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, but I kind of like the way they look more than like a real Fuchs with a small Porsche pattern. But anyway, that's just me. I really like wide 5 pattern wheels, so I guess I'm biased in that way. But there you go, guys. That is that. So a little later, I'll film the rest of the episode. I'll splice them together, and you'll get the whole thing. So we'll see you in a bit. Hey everyone. All right, I'm back. It is the end of the day. The oval window that I showed you earlier is gone. Guy was very happy with the work we did and gave us a nice compliment. Said he wished that he found us sooner. But yeah, he knows who we are now, and that he can come here and get some quality work done. So why don't we talk about what else happened today? Let me start with this one, guys. So we haven't really done much on this car in about a month because we've been trying to keep some other projects moving along. We like focused a lot on this car and got it like almost done. And then, you know, it kind of felt like we probably needed to spread the level around a little bit. So like I said, it's been about a month since we worked on this, but Rafa picked right up where he left off today. And those of you that follow the channel, in fact, one of you can comment on it, will notice that the CV joints that were sitting there in their respective boxes are gone now, and that's because they are installed on the car. So yes, the CV axles went on, and he started putting the interior in. So pretty exciting, honestly. So the back seat is now fully in, as you can see there. And of course, sorry, it's got a bunch of junk kind of piled up on it, but yes, it is there and it looks amazing. Those are the original covers for the seats that cover kind of the adjustment mechanism. We were going to try and fix them, but they're in pretty bad shape. Well, Wolfsburg West to the rescue. They actually sell those. So each seat gets 2 pieces, and they sell them all. So thank goodness for Wolfsburg West. We'll be buying new ones and not having to repair these because they're pretty cracked and stuff like that. So Rafa kind of started repairing them because we kind of figured there was no way they were available. And so I told Rafa, you know what, let me take a look. And sure enough, like I said, Wolfsburg West to the rescue. There they were on their website. So anyway, you can ignore those. Those will go in the trash. But other than that, yeah, the back seat is in now, and he started doing the prep work to put in the front seat. So these later, even standard non-Super Beetles have basically the same seats as Super Beetles, which are extremely complicated, guys, compared to earlier cars and their seats. So you can see there's this triangle-shaped deal in the middle that the seat mounts on up here. And then there's still kind of a pair of seat tracks, much like on earlier cars. But yeah, the seat kind of slides on these, and then there's also like a sliding pivot up here. I guess they're end up being a lot more adjustable versus the other seats, but yeah, super complicated. And then the mechanism for them is here where you would release it and stuff like that. I don't want to pull on it. I don't even know which way they're supposed to go. I think they go back this way to release them, but yeah, so it's a bit of work to put those together. But luckily, all the bushings and stuff that they slide on, all that stuff's available, and so it's just part of the process of putting these seats in these later cars is just a lot of bushings and parts and cables and stuff like that. But yeah, those will be going in pretty soon. I guess as soon as I get the new plastic pieces for the bottom, put those on, and then the seats will go in. So Rafa will be back on Tuesday because Monday is, of course, Memorial Day, and I'll probably be here half a day, but I'll talk about that later this week. Anyway, so that was pretty much Rafa's day, guys. I don't remember if I showed you guys the motor once it was fully installed in this car. I probably did, but let's just look at it again because I mean, it's much more complicated. Let me zoom out a little bit. Much more complicated than an earlier motor, which I think are very beautiful in their simplicity. There's a lot going on these. I mean, they're still simple relative to like a modern motor, but they're 10 times more complicated than like a 25 or 36 horse. But anyway, they are beautiful in their own right. And of course, at some point they went to the kind of gold color plating on various things, which of course we stuck with and stuff here. So they're very beautiful motors in their own right. Obviously, I prefer the sort of stripped down look of a 25 or 36 horse, or of course a hot rod motor with dual carbs and stuff. But again, these are very beautiful motors when done right on their own. So there you go. Just wanted to show you that. So that was pretty much Rafa's day. There may be a few other little details he did on here, but yeah, mainly the axles, back seat, and then kind of starting to get the front seats together. So for me, I spent a lot of time knocking out some errands today that I needed to run, one of which was I did go ahead and run out to Wolfsburg West. And for this beauty, I finally picked up their muffler, and then I took the intake manifold that I had and ran those down to ceramic coating. So those are in process now. The other thing that I did was I finished with all of the engine parts that are going to be zinc plated, and I dropped those off at my zinc plater. And I feel like there was another errand or two. I did some minor stuff, but yeah. So this is the long block for this car. So all the tin and everything for this motor has already been powder coated. Like I mentioned, I dropped off the intake manifold and the muffler for coating. The heater boxes are already powder coated. So yeah, this motor is pretty much ready to go. Just waiting on those few things. I did today go ahead and put her generator together, which looks super nice. There it is. Much better than the rusty boat anchor looking thing that it was when it came off, of course. And yeah, so here's some other parts. I'm waiting on some of the fiber washers from our friends at VW NOS, because the two in here were cracked. Well, one of them came out in pieces. The other was cracked in half and will surely come apart anytime now if I were, or would come apart in short order if I tried to reassemble the distributor with it. So yeah, waiting on those. Carburetor, got carburetor rebuild kit, and waiting on zinc plating to come back for it. So yeah, that motor is going to go together pretty quick for this guy once the zinc plating and the ceramic coating come in, because the tin, I test fitted all the tin. It's all original tin. I did all that before it went out for a powder coating. So it should just bolt together super nice. So I did that. And what else, guys? I did receive today the disc brake kit for the 67 Beetle. So the owner stated that, again, he stressed that he wants the car stock, with the exception that, well, a couple things. One is he wanted front and rear disc brakes. So I received those today from our friend Jason at Air Cooled Vintage Works. You can look them up. And yeah, they come kind of greasy to keep them from rusting. So cleaned off all the grease and then started masking those. So I'll apply some paint. Still got to mask off the two front ones. Got to mask off and paint the master cylinder. So yeah, I just kind of got to start on that, just so that when the other suspension pieces and the chassis and stuff are done, this stuff will all be ready to start bolting on. So yeah, I kind of had some time at the end of the day to kill, so to speak. So I went ahead and started in on those. Once they're all painted, they'll probably be put back in their boxes and stored until the other parts are done. So yeah, that was I think that was pretty much my day, guys. I don't really know anything else I did exciting enough to talk about. So anyway, thank you guys all very much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.